morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice Radio. So today, we're going to be taking a look at a pair of cards. We don't always pair up cards when we look at them on this channel, but we really need to today. That'll become very, very obvious as we have a gander through. So, Misty's Wish and Lapras. Let's start off having a little bit of a look at Lapras, though I should mention our translations here come from the lovely David Hockman over at Rappelman TCG over on Facebook. And if we start off having a little bit of a look at the basics of Lapras here, 110 HP it's fine. I mean, look, it's right there with stuff like Zapdos. It's about what we would expect. Retreat cost of 1 means you can use either Escape board or U-turn board to get yourself a bit of free retreat, which is nice. And weakness to grass. I mean, look, Celebi and Venusaur is the best grass Pokemon we got at the moment. Their first attack does 50, you've got 110, so you'll survive that hit. That's pretty sweet. And being a water Pokemon is alright. It means you've got Naganadel and Quagsire to move your energy around and accelerate energy as well. But we're losing stuff like Aqua Patch and Brooklet Hill to the rotation, but you're also hitting weakness on Reshiram and Charizard. And that's huge. Fire decks, because of stuff like Welder, are literally the best decks in the format right now. This is pretty awesome. But it's the ability, which is the reason we're going to be playing Lapras. Because the ability is, as I like to phrase it, nuts good. It reads, once during your turn, you may put a Misty's Wish from your discard pile into your hand. And okay, you've got to get it into your discard pile, but come on, there's a million different ways to do that. And if you're that worried, just play Zeb Striker, you'll get him in your discard soon enough. And as soon as you've got it in your discard, and you can basically play one copy of this, get it in your discard and you're good, then you've basically got access to it for the entire game. Because we're losing Alolan Muck to the rotation, which was really the only thing that was going to turn this off. Still not acknowledging slacking as a real option. So, essentially, this just rolls. And you can see they got Misty on the artwork for Lapras here. It is beautiful art. The Sun and Moon 11 art so far, we've not seen that many cards, but it's shaping up to be one of my favourite sets artwork-wise. It's beautiful. But the point is, you play this, the ability doesn't get turned off. We don't even have stuff like Guzma at the moment, or we won't when the rotation hits. So even gusting it's not going to be that easy. And you sit on the bench, and you've basically got access to Misty's Wish every single turn. Well, that sounds wonderful. Wait a second, what does Misty's Wish do? Well, Misty's Wish reads, search your deck for free supporter cards, reveal them, and put them into your hand. That's ridiculously good. This just guarantees you've got all your supporters whenever you gosh darn well want them. It's crazy. It's like Green's Exploration, except you can play it when there's a Pokemon with an ability in play, which is useful because Lapras has an ability. And you can search free trainers, except they have to be supporters. You don't get a choice of whichever ones you want. Make no mistake about it, this is phenomenal. The biggest downside here is that, well, you can only play one supporter per turn. So essentially, you play this, you search for free supporters, and then you, well, you wait, ladies and gentlemen, is what you do. You wait. It means you've got the perfect supporter next turn and the turn after and the turn after, although by 3 turns down the road, the board state, the game might have changed and you might want a different supporter. But let's ignore that for the moment. The point is, this is a really nice way of making sure you've got the supporters you want. However, you can still only play one during your turn. But you see, that's where Lieutenant Surge's strategy comes in. Lieutenant Surge's strategy is a wonderful, wonderful supporter, which says you may play free supporter cards this turn, including Lieutenant Surge's strategy. So what you do is you play Misty's Wish, grab Lieutenant Surge and 2 others, and then next turn you guarantee that you've got Lieutenant Surge and the other 2 in your hand ready to go. That's really, really good, ladies and gentlemen. Like, really good. Grab yourself a Liliana Cynthia so that you can make sure you can draw a bunch of cards with Lily, and then shuffle and get a new hand of cards using Cynthia. It means that you can play something like a Faber to get rid of a tool, and then also play a Cynthia to get yourself a little bit of draw power. Now, we are losing a bunch of supporters like Plumeria, like Guzma, like Ace Roller to the rotation, the kind of supporters where you would really want them at the perfect time. But come on, it's a Pokemon trading card game. We're going to get more supporters as we go. This is only going to get better. You can use Misty's Wish to set yourself up for future turns. You can use it to get a Lieutenant Surge's strategy and 2 to play the following turn. There are a lot of good things you can do with this. Of course, what you can also do is play a Lieutenant Surge and then play Misty's Wish to get a supporter card that you want to play this turn, and then a Lieutenant Surge and a supporter for next turn. So you essentially Lieutenant Surge, Misty's Wish, whatever you want, because you have a free reign. You've played Lieutenant Surge. Misty's Wish lets you search whatever you want, but because you've surged, you can play it immediately. And then next turn, you've got a Surge and 1 supporter, and hopefully you've got one in your hand already, so you're getting a Surge plus 2 supporters next turn. It's not always easy to have 2 Lieutenant Surge and 4 supporters over the course of 2 turns. But it's a heck of a lot easier with Misty's Wish. And that's before we get to the whole Slowpoke and Psyduck GX. You see, this is a lovely Tag Team GX card that we looked at just earlier today. I'll pop a link in the description. And the first attack here for 2 Water Energy lets you discard as many supporter cards from your hand as you like, and this attack does 40 damage for each supporter discarded. And now you probably see where the engine is going here. Because Misty's Wish will guarantee you've got 3 supporters, that's a guaranteed 120 before you discard any others. And then Lapras will guarantee you've got Misty's Wish. Now there's going to be turns you want to draw cards, so you're not always going to be able to play Misty's Wish. But this means that when you've got enough energy on, minimum 120. Yes, as we talked about in the video for Slowpoke and Psyduck, there is every possibility you'll run out of supporters. Just play a bunch of Palpad. Palpad gets your supporters back. You'll be alright. This is how you make sure you're hitting good damage every turn. Lapras searches Misty's Wish. Misty's Wish basically guarantees 120 damage. This is nice. I think it's a must-play in Slowpoke and Psyduck, but make no mistake about it, there are a lot of good things you can do with this supporter card, even outside of that. Now, Lapras does have an attack, and we should circle back quickly to have a quick look at it. Free energy, 90 damage. Now, I've already mentioned Naganadel and Quagsire that can get the energy out and onto it, that's quite nice. The problem is it's not quite hitting enough. Now, against a Blacephalon, you double up to 180. Blacephalon's got 180. It's a non-GX that gets a one-hit KO. That's lovely. But what about Reshiram and Charizard? See, that's got 270. And you're not hitting that. Even if you could play Choice Band, and you can't because post-rotation. But even if you could, you'd only be hitting 240. You need a Choice Band and a Professor Kukui, which incidentally is also rotated out, to put yourself up to 140, doubled for 280 with weakness, which would then get the KO. So it's alright against some stuff, but you're not hitting the biggest, baddest fire Pokemon in the format. That is a little bit of an issue. Incidentally, going back to Slowpoke and Psyduck, they would need to discard 4 supporters to get a one-hit KO, so merely playing a Misty's Wish wouldn't do it. This is a good pair of cards. Lapras exists purely to get Misty's Wish. If you're playing Misty's Wish, I don't see any reason you wouldn't play Lapras, because it gets it out the discard, so you can just get it back turn after turn after turn. Remember, if you're playing Slowpoke and Psyduck, you don't have to play Misty's Wish. What you could do here is have 4 Misty's Wish, and then have 4 Lapras on the bench, and then every turn, each Lapras gets 1 back, and you guarantee 160 damage every single turn. You never actually use it. You just have it there to do 160 every turn. And that'll work, ladies and gentlemen. That'll work. Now, playing 4 copies of it and getting all 4 in the discard and having 4 Lapras and having none of them prize and having all 4 of them taking up 4 of your 5 bench spaces, that is a lot. But if you get it rolling, guaranteed 160 damage. If you're playing Lapras, you're playing Misty's Wish, and if you're playing Misty's Wish, you're playing Lapras. And I don't think Lapras exists in decks outside of that, but I think especially with Lieutenant Surge running around, Misty absolutely does. You do run the risk of Misty searches your supporter and Surge lets you play another, and that's quite a bit of your deck dedicated to enabling other stuff rather than actually doing something. But make no mistake about it, ladies and gentlemen, there is a lot of fun to be had here. I am going to be giving this combo 4 Wassies. Lapras doesn't really get a score, because Lapras is either phenomenal or just a Pokemon with one fairly bad attack. But Misty's Wish is such a good card, I'm giving it 4 Wassies. But I'd like to know what you think about it, so please do let me know in the comment section. Go nuts. Be nice, would ya? And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at the Wassie, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCGRadio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that, head on over to patreon.com/PTCGRadio, where you can do exactly that. And please do make sure you're checking out youtube.com/WassiePlays, where we talk about games that don't even have Pokemon in. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.